Welcome back, guys. As you know, I've taken a little break from making new videos, giving myself a little time to reset over the holidays. I've still been tinkering, using the extra time where I'm not stressing about builds and deadlines, just to be a part of more around the compound, whether it's tinkering on a car, doing yard work out behind my house. It's been nice, it's been a nice little reset. But one thing that I've been dying to do since we built this car is take it for its first drive on the street. Drift HQ finished this car and it's kind of been stuck in a weird lull because I feel like it's too high to look good. Not a big fan of fender gap, but it's also too low to drive. So this is like barely can fit a foot underneath it. And the biggest problem is getting out of where we are. There's like a pretty steep incline. I've got a strategy. I raised the rear up a little bit, but more than anything, I just wanted to go on a cruise today. Me and Claire are gonna take it to go get some breakfast. I spent a few hours last night going over the alignment, tying up little loose ends and stuff that could be an issue on the road, but as with any first drive on the road, you never know what's gonna happen. But hopefully this morning is just smiles. You know, I had to pull the T-top off. I think this is the first time I've driven like a car that's my own on the road that doesn't have a roof, so big stoked about that. I do have it in the rear though in case it rains. It's kind of humid out. We're not going far, but you never know. You look like you're dressed way too nice to be riding in a C4 Corvette.
This is nice.
That's a Porsche outfit. Go home. Look, no ceiling.
Oh wait, does the door work? Oh yeah, it does.
It better.
Wow, the door opens.
All right, welcome.
Okay, thank you.
Unfortunately, I couldn't, don't worry about that. It's an engine swap. It's an engine swap. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any of my knock loose cassette tapes, so we're riding without music.
Stoked about that though.
Yeah, well don't worry, we got all the sounds of my people. This is what I'm concerned about. So the left is where I smash my chaser side skirt all the time. Mike said if I go far right and then left, I'll be okay, which kind of makes sense.
Good luck, sir.
Wow, we did it! No scrape.
Good job. Oh my god.
All right, now we just cruise. No flooring it, just cruise. Not feeling the lack of cup holders, not feeling the air turbulence we got going on with the T-top. I thought maybe rolling these up would help. But this is like a terrible road that is full of like off-camber potholes that pulls all my drift cars all over the place. And the fact that like with a toe plate alignment, I can let go of the wheel and it's not like pulling us into the trees is unheard of. So very stoked about that. Also, I think we're in 4th gear. So the gearing on this is like crazy good. And we didn't even rub. So it might be way more usable than we thought. All right, we made it to our halfway point, the gas station, because Colette discovered that she needs a hat to live the drop top life.
Yeah, I don't know why my anxiety just shoots through the roof. My hair just like going everywhere. So.
No, I feel that.
And we also need a midway bolt checkpoint.
No, not bolt check. I'm just gonna once over stuff in the engine bay. You know, there's a lot of new smells, stuff I'm not familiar with. Apparently people got really triggered when I call this thing a drop top because it's a T-top or a target top.
Yeah.
It's a drop top to me, so.
I guess you could drop the top.
It's a pop the top, pop the top, pop top. Pop cup? Pop cup? What'd you find?
So there's a box in the back of the store, and they had this Ed Hardy embroidery looking hat.
Oh my God, Colette.
Look at that! I don't know what it says.
No wheel spin whatsoever. Dead hook.
That was good.
This thing apparently has like a really, really beefy back end that people use to like drag race and run like 8s in it. So I should be able to drive like a dickhead. It's not one of those Corvettes where you got the transmission in the rear and then that whole thing.
Yeah, we don't like that around here.
I think.
A 9?
No, I think it's like a 69.
A 69, not a 9
I think it, dude, if you see, my axles they look like drive shafts. I'm not even joking. Like if you look underneath the car, they're like.
Yeah.
100%, I'm not even joking.
Yeah, drag shit.
Yeah, but like drag shit.
Interesting. I wonder what's in the back.
It's a Dana.
Oh, Dana rear. I have a Dana 60 in my drag car, actually.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I got a Dana.
Dang, dude.
Dana.
Dang.
Yeah. Dude.
Come on, show off. Look at that.
Colette and I were just talking about how to us, it's like the most impressive thing when you can take your hands off the wheel of a car and it goes straight. We're like, to the normal non-car person, that's like something that you expect from every vehicle you drive. We made it in one piece. There's this little bread company that we're just gonna get some coffee and sandwiches from. Good rig. Looks so cool. Forgot to film the first half. It was delicious. It's crazy that we live probably like 15 minutes from the water, but the amount of times we've had a car near water is probably virtually none. But I was like, you know what? We got a drop top now, so we'll get some photos by the water.
Hey, 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 pop top.
Pop top.
Pop top.
Pop cup. All right. It's kind of cool. This thing just like starts like a normal car.
We're gonna put a cup holder here.
I want to put one here. It's more convenient for me.
You don't think that's gonna be more annoying when you're shifting and hydroing?
Yeah, maybe.
Here it's gonna be like out of the way, but it is a little.
I literally just need to cut a hole in this, and then I got a cup holder.
I have like the little stick-on ones from Japan.
I guess that would work
too. And it's like wire, but you might want to make the round. You just go straight right there. It's what I put on the transmission tunnel of the 100.
I feel like it being a Corvette, I should take like an old Corvette piston, powder coat it black, cut a hole in it, and then mount it. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if it'll spin the wheels. It's fast enough to be fun. Like if there's a kid that's like this and he wants to hear it, like it's not embarrassingly slow, you know? Dude, that's fucking nuts. That was it, bro.
And the noises.
Oh, I want to turn the boost up so bad though. I'm about to put this thing in the dyno today and call it Marshman. We're ready. Before it was slipping the clutch on the dyno because we needed a stiffer clutch. And now it's got a stiffer clutch. So all we need to do is turn up the boost again and we're good. Can I turn this way? Very uneventful, great success. Not a single issue, no smoke, no weird driving. I'm very pleasantly surprised. I didn't even scrape apart from one pothole. Colette, if you had to review your experience?
Very enjoyable, very comfortable, nice seats, good noises.
Needs about 100 horsepower more, so. Jamie Marsh, if you are watching this now, if I haven't texted you already, I'll be texting you once I get this thing on the dyno so we can turn up the boost, let that ECU master do its thing, and get this thing doing some burnouts. All right, cool, good show. Now on to the next thing. Every time Colette rides in an RB car, she loves it, and I want her to experience what I think is one of the best feeling RB26s I have ever driven, and that is the one in our giveaway car. So as a reminder, every $5 you spend on LZMFG gets you entered for a chance to win this R33 GTST that is set up for this circuit. It's got a cool aero kit on it, endless brakes, twin turbo, refreshed RB26, bucket seats, IKEA Formula arms, the whole 9 yards, but the car drives amazing. I want to give her a ride in it, let her take it for a spin, because it's one of the best sounding and best feeling RB cars I've ever driven. It's just like the perfect iteration of stock, simple response. We're gonna be tearing it down soon to start the engine bay refresh, so I want her to drive it before it gets taken apart. So snappy. The only problem with this is I know that you're gonna want an RB26 after this, and they're very expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm good with the 25.
This hits different, you'll see.
All right.
I'm stoked. I found a GTR that was getting parted out, so I was able to pick up some new trim. This boot's seen better days, and some of this trim's a little faded, so I'm gonna have this all cleaned up. Also experimenting with a couple different options, like make a nicer plate here. I've got some like red carbon, and I wanna see how it looks with this.
I feel like I'm gonna be driving in speed racer mode. Look at my arms.
The column's adjustable.
Is it?
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's that ITB. It's that ITB life.
Yeah, wow. That's nice.
She gets it.
Okay.
You're never gonna feel that on a Neo.
Hey, don't.
It's true.
Don't disappoint me already. Haven't even built one yet. Anything I should know?
Just make sure you go to 8 grand when we're on a straight.
I mean, babe, I can like barely hold the wheel right now. I'm just in a cruise. I don't know what you're expecting. We'd probably just stay in first gear.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go in a second on the building straight.
I can barely see.
All right.
Wow.
Big smiles.
Where do you want me to go? I don't know where I'm supposed to go.
You don't know the. Do you want me to give
I've
you?
never done the layout here. I've never been a part of any of these time trials or these games. It's been his own little
Do you want to
thing.
swap seats with me and I'll show you the time trial lane?
No, it's okay.
RB26s aren't normally like this, so we have a theory that it might be a 2.7, but we need to borescope it to check.
Wait, so you said that they're not normally like that?
This thing's special. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I haven't even like really floored it yet. Even in front of the main building, I was just like, I'm putting around.
This is twin turbo. Not the fastest, but one of the fastest cars around the compound lap. Colette's about to get her first ride.
See, even with the slider, I can barely fit.
If you're short and you win the car, we'll put a different seat in it for you. So do you want me to do it as if we're doing a lap? Like I'll start from the start?
Yeah.
Alright, so you would start here.
Okay.
Do a little.
Oh my gosh! No, 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 no.
See when I get mad when you...
No, 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 no. We did a little drift right there. That was a big drift. Oh my god. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this one.
What do you think about the layout?
You did not normally drive like that.
I normally drive faster.
No.
Yes.
You were drifting. That's not fast.
It's got LSD.
That was
rear.
reckless.
It was, babe. You say me do a lot of things. Do you really think that was reckless? Because I'll show you reckless right now.
No, dude, you're right. You're
You
right.
know.
That wasn't reckless. That was good. Wow. I mean, I feel like it's just reckless because it's a giveaway car. I don't know.
So no, that's a good point. Like,
But like, I would always have this level of like, you know, threshold where I can't go past if it's not my car.
The thing with it for me is, and like the NSX was a good demonstration of this. Like, I beat the crap out of the NSX and found out that there's an issue with the brakes.
Yeah,
I would rather drive way harder than whoever's going to win the car is going to drive the car to find if there's any issues or flaws or weak points. And the fact that this car right out the box is already to this level gives me so much more confidence in it.
Yeah.
Where like the last thing I want to do is build a car, pussyfoot around with it because I'm scared. Then someone goes and drives it hard and like this gets loose or this had an issue. So
if it's been LZ certified, you're good to go.
Our saying like pursuit of perfection is literally me OCDing out about every single build we have down to the littlest thing, the littlest vibration, the littlest rattle.
I was gonna say, do people even know how OCD you are about vibrations and noises? I swear, even in the Porsche, like the Turbo S, every time we go out, there's like this same little rattle that he will just fixate on and literally have to turn the music on. So if there's a rattle, if there's a bolt missing, like every little thing you will obsess over.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's a gift and a curse because of that, I feel like I can give a lot of my builds to someone, have them drive it, and they'll be like, wow, this is like a really sorted car. But also it affects my like enjoyment of a car. That's why the C4, I was so pleasantly surprised because usually a new build like that, there'd be like 8 million things to work out, but.
So literally I can see when his head is processing, you're thinking about a sound. And we're on this nice drive and I look over and he's like, and no, he'll just start, he like hits the Porsche still now to like find where the vibration's coming from.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We all have our things. Porsche. At least your things make you build good cars.
On the 992 Turbo, they could do a little bit better job. Sorry, Porsche.
Did you find? No, it's just that one little vibration. Did you ever find it?
There's
I think it was like in this area.
Let's just say the last one got sold because of rattles, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. A lot of times you guys will ask me what I like to do outside of making videos, like what are my pastimes, and I gotta say, just going out to a nice restaurant with Colette, whether it's dinner, breakfast, driving a cool car is like my A+ favorite thing to do. It's usually just like a chill cruise. You know, the only thing I feel like could make it better is if we lived in an area with like nice back roads, but couple pulls, couple nice photos, just the vibes, experience. I really enjoy food, whether it be coffee, dinner or something. Like we went to a sick sushi place for Colette's birthday. It's called Kabuki Sushi in Orlando. If you guys ever want to go to a rad spot in Orlando, highly recommend. Another project I've been working on because it's been driving me nuts is grading a lot of this dirt. So grass was planted with dirt, was kind of lumpy and it was kind of driving me nuts. this. So this half I've been just piecing together a little bit each day, tried to teach myself how to use the tractor, and I've been raking and grooming and moving dirt around to try to make this area all nice, flat and level. So that way when grass is planted and then all the BC barriers are here, it looks super nice. Obviously there's like all of the kind of etched away cliffs, but I think a lot of that will be hidden. BC barriers are there. And then I also got Chevron signs, not like Chevron the gas station, but like the little arrows that you would put around a corner to try to put back there and create a vibe. So when we shoot photos and CRX is doing laps, it's pretty cool. I wanted to ride today, but rain kind of put a damper on those plans. As you can see too, this area that used to be full of a wall of wheels is all getting cleaned out. I don't remember if I've shown you guys in videos, but we don't use this building anymore for paint prep. Ray set up the original sandblasting building to be the prep area. So now this area won't get covered in dust. It was really bad because this room would just like pume out all of the sanding dust and fiberglass, and then everything in the shop would get covered. So this building is getting through kind of like a full refresh now that we've moved that over to the other building. We have had quite a bit of progress on the Supra. I'm probably gonna dive into that in a future video where we can cover a lot of what's been done, but the plan is to hopefully start it up and tune next week. It may visually look like it's in a similar spot to before, but mechanically everything is like fully gone through now instead of just being thrown together to start for the event. But I'm really stoked that we were able to do that. That was a really special moment that I was stoked to be able to share with you guys. I guess to end the video here, we've been through quite the year together. We've seen some great moments. We've seen some not so great moments. More than anything, I do not take for granted that you guys have chosen to share the journey with me. And to those of you that may be new subscribers or those of you that have been around since way back in the BMX days, I appreciate you. And I'm constantly looking to what you guys think and say to make both my videos and everything that I do better, more enjoyable and more fun for you guys. Going into next year, I've got some minor life changes, some adjustments, nothing crazy, but this year's really showed me kind of where I want to put my time and where it really doesn't make sense for me to. I've found an incredible work-life balance this year compared to years in the past. And as a team, we've been working to make a lot of changes within the organization to try to make everyone's lives easier, mostly by implementing structures and being more intentional about what we do. I don't want to bore you guys with all the businessy stuff. Maybe at some point I can make another video diving into a lot of the changes that we've made, because I know some of you guys do like that, but for now, I just want to thank you guys again. We've got a fun week ahead of us, and I'm hoping that it ends with this thing ripping down the road. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I registered it, so there's that. See you soon.